There we go, and now the match has begun, and we're going to be getting going here, and this is going to be an epic best of 3 between two incredibly skilled teams, and they are fighting for their tournament lives right now, guys. That is going to be it. Here we go. Ultranumb versus Cheese Mode.
Yeah, and I mean, we are seeing this match technically for the second time today. We saw Ultranumb win 2-1 over Cheese Mode before. They are starting out in their personal favorite map, though. Their more dominant map, although we haven't seen them on Legacy yet either. So that's going to be obviously a very good start for them. So we'll see what happens. But either way, Cheese Mode will have a bit of a different comp as well. They've got the Holosmith instead of, obviously, the Scrapper here for Raisin, and I think this is probably the correct choice. Either way, though, it isn't going to be a free game for them, as Vibrian going to be already pretty low here, pressured out by the grenade spam from Floody, although he's now getting CC'd hard, forced into the Elixir S from Raisin's Rampage in the Elixir X. Fran will be coming in to help peel for him. It's going to be side nodes apiece, with Gornet already getting some pickup pressure there onto the middle node.
Indeed. And Ultranumb should be able to get that cap. They do actually able to get that. They were forced to send their Revenant back to the windmill out of the team fight to get that lockdown. They do lose Fly for that. They're going for a very hard hand res on it. They should be able to get away with that, I think. Yeah, but Kran actually goes down in addition to that too, even though Fly doesn't getting up. Floody going down too here. Ultranumb in a low ultra right now. Massive damage from the Lich form of Draza. Eliminates Kran and Floody in a decisive battle there. Fly is able to disengage quite effectively there. He's doing a good job there. No, this is not a best of 1, by the way. This is a best of 3, just as a quick note. This is a best of 3, not a best of 1. And there we go. Kran now back off respawn, and Cheese Mode will be able to win mid off that. They're not looking to push that third node either. I kind of like that. I think that's the smart play there. And that is the smart play, to hold back there and just wait and take the next fight.
Yeah, if they have another kill, I think, on the map, then they can definitely start pushing into that third node, but confirming their side of the map. And actually, we do see them grouped up, waiting a couple of cooldowns out. They will, but this is an outnumbered fight for them. They are 4 versus 5, as we do see Adelante staying over at the mansion, making sure that there's no decap coming out. And once they realize all 5 players are here, they do start sending that Revenant out, although Floody has begun to make his way over. But this is actually fine for Cheese Mode. They've actually split up Ultranumb now here across the map, and they are going to be able to take this 4 versus 4. And if they win it, they will be in a much more dominant position than before. But the early aggression coming out now, and Draz is going to be taken out by the Lich form of Gornet. The Tornado as well going to be knocking them around. I don't think we're going to be able to see a glyph coming out from Brian. That will be the kill, almost certainly picked up from Draz. We don't see Raisin able to do anything for him. And Cheese Mode, while they do decap windmill, they're going to potentially lose the pressure they had on the map before by extending into the windmill. Again, not a play that I think is bad. I think they just executed that team fight poorly.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit rustled potentially into this into some of these fights here. You know, it's definitely a high pressure situation. It's easy just to make a little mistake, and a little mistake in a team fight like this can completely snowball out of control. Fly looking for a decap, sorry, a Kaz rather looking for a decap though, is going to get intercepted with the Revenant and driven away quite effectively, while the fight on mid is still just raging onwards right now. Raisin, she did roll Tornado. Are they going to be able to get anything out of that? Looks like no, or actually maybe yes. Actually, massive damage dealt to Kran. He's going to be forced to back off very defensively. Good kite there by Kran. He actually slips down. That could be disastrous. He's got Obsidian Flesh. Still has a blink. He is performing an excellent jumping puzzle there. Wow, look at those strong legs from Kran. Able to get, but actually
not gonna be enough.
Oh, he gets caught. That will be a massive kill for Cheese Mode. Are they going to be able to get that? Can they get that kill onto Kran? They should be able to. It's probably not really revivable for Ultranumb, and I think Ultranumb are probably going to end up having to concede mid. Floody, oh, well, he almost died to falling damage there, which probably would actually have been better, because now he's going to get bled out a little bit. Kran does manage to Vapor Form onto the point, so he will be forced. They will be, forced to stomp that out there and put him on that reset there. For Brian, looking just tickle Flood. You give Flea a little bit of a tickle situation to make sure he doesn't get any kind of sneaky revival going on there. And Ultranumb put on the back foot again, struggling a little bit in some of these team fights right now. I think the Reaper and the Reaper is certainly doing quite a lot of work here in these fights. They're doing just so much burst damage, particularly at pressuring the Tempest and the Holosmith.
I'm not really sure why we see Ultranumb playing with the Core Necro over the Reaper. We've seen Reaper obviously pretty effective in the past. And not the Core Necro isn't good for certain things either, but I think here it's going to be a little bit better. Nice stealth engage coming out now from Cheese Mode onto Kran, who's going to be only outnumbered and out-pressured here. He's going to be very, very low, forced to burn a lot of cooldowns to get away. And they've now split up Gornet very effectively. Nice Reaper Stride 5 as well from Draws onto Gornet. Is going to CC him hard. He's going to be able to force Kite away. Draza into the Lich, though. A lot of pressure actually from Fly. The conditions are to take Draza and Raisin actually both going down. The Tornado splitting them up. For Brian's not going to be able to glyph both of them. He might not even be able to glyph one of them, as he's now kiting for his life. The Mistform forced away from Brian, and a complete reversal of fortune here, as Ultranumb are going to consecutively find 2, maybe 3 kills, as Brian is chased away off the node.
Yeah, I think that, you know what that is? You know what that is, Roy? I call that a little bit of classic ranked gameplay right there. Okay. Pushing onto that third node, maybe a little bit overconfident. They actually got decapped on mid while all of that was happening anyway. And then they lose the fight, and now they're actually going to lose maybe an additional player. It looks like Adelante.
Adelante might even go down as Brian is dead too. He Mistforms away, though, into Draza and Raisin. That'll be a free res for them, but Fly will get the decap. Not worth it, I think, trading it for the kill, but nonetheless, if they can continue to push into this, as Adelante still very low, Water Overload going to take him back up a little bit, but Draza now very split. He's putting some pressure on a Fly, but Raisin's the only one left alive to peel for him. However, it doesn't look like Ultranumb are going to want to fight for it. They're actually going to give it up, and while I do think it would have been nice to see them be able to push into the map a little bit better, especially considering Kazer's just got a very, very nice decap at Windmill, they are going to play this a little bit safer, which obviously can be the smarter play, but it does mean they won't really gain anything from the kills that they got before, other than just putting the map back to even.
And that is, you know, a bit of certainly a catastrophic series of deaths, right, from cheese mode. But they have rallied quite well from that. They, of course, are down a node right now. And if this continues, we will see Ultranumb start to get back into the lead in this game. And yeah, we can see that they are able to get themselves into a pretty decent situation. And actually, Fly, I really like this from Fly, actually, going for that decap too. He is able to neutralize the mansion, putting his team in a great spot. They might end up giving up mid for that, but ooh, maybe a little bit greedy. Floody, not having enough counter pressure for him, not enough peel, and he doesn't going down. Oh, wait, did he actually get that? Oh, he did. I almost thought he got the glyph there, but no, didn't quite get the glyph on Fly. That would have been insane if he got away with that. Ultranumb still doing a good job of holding on. They want to get back into the lead. Oh, that Reaper damage is so extreme. Provided it's a little bit low, but he does get the heal, and he does kite away quite effectively. Fly did get eliminated. Where is Fly, actually? Yeah, he's down on mid somewhere by the looks of that. Nice bit of camera shenanigans there. Good glyph, though, there from Kran. Re-sustaining that Thief, and he is able to get that disengage immediately. However, like Cheese Mode is looking to pressure that node, pressure that cap, and get the job done. They should be able to do it.
Absolutely, and definitely a nice fight there from Cheese Mill. They were able to turn it around as Brian almost went down state there. Obviously, getting the kill on Floody and then turning it on to Fly. We do see the glyph for Kran, but still going to be fight forced out now in between mid and Windmill as Kazers begins to make his way over towards Windmill, trying to get a decap. The Tornado from Floody actually currently knocking him around. If Fly was here, we might have been able to see a kill for Jeff on Kazers, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to have any sort of chase potential. Fly kind of just AFKing a little bit. He does now seem to come back in, but Capablanca pushing into the node alone. He's going to be taken out by the Lich from Jaza. Kran, no glyph available. Gornet, a little bit pressured too, and Kran's going to be forced to pick between his teammates and actually maybe even give one up. I don't know if Gornet and Kran are both going to be able to get out of this alive. However, it doesn't look like Cheese Mode is as interested in chasing them down as we have seen in the past. They're going to be just confirming their cap. However, nice decap from Fly to be able to salvage a little bit from that lost fight, and we will be able to see them potentially, Ultranumb that is, push back into mid. But again, I think this is going to kind of come down to how much overextension we see from Cheese Mode. If we see them go into Windmill and lose players again, if we see Ultranumb able to bring it back out from their spawn, then we will be able to see them push back into the map. It's still a very close game, but at the moment, I would say that Cheese Mode are controlling the pace of this game a little bit better. They all are winning consistently more fights. They are getting consistently more kills, and we shouldn't really see them lose out on the map if they're able to continue to do so. So it's going to really come down to whether or not Ultranumb are going to be able to come back into this. We do see them getting up on mid. Gornet now with the Lich as Kran is going to be pushed very hard away. Raisin under a little bit of pressure. The decap almost come out mid, but now Kran and Gornet going to be very, very split up, and Kran may not be long for this world.
Yeah, and the Lich coming out from Gornet does actually kind of shove away some of the Cheese Mode players, and Kran is able to get his heal skill off and then pop into Tornado. Might actually be able to turn this around on Raisin. Raisin greeting very, very deep for that kill. He might end up getting punished. I think he will.
Goes down too.
Yeah, that's going to be another kill on Brian, and Raisin ends up falling to Draza. Is probably going to be the next target, I imagine. He's going to be very exposed without his Tempest to give him a little bit of babysitting. However, he is kiting effectively, gets super speed there from the Revenant, and is able to escape. Kaz's going to be denied on that Windmill full cut there as well by Floody, arriving at just the right moment. And ooh, this is getting pretty goddamn intense right now, Roy. I think we might see a little bit of a comeback here from Ultranumb. They should be able to generate a 2-cap by securing the windmill here, but they have got a little bit of a road to walk here if they want to make it back into this game, because cheese mode, they will be back in a little bit.
A little bit of a mistake here from Ultranumb. I really like the aggression on a mansion. They know they need to get this decap, and they do have the advantage, of course, of the map as Brian just coming out of respawn, Raisin going to be a few seconds behind him, but they kind of split their focus here. We see Draza pushing into the node. They start going towards him instead of confirming that kill on Adelante, instead of confirming that decap, and they've now given cheese mode time to regroup, and they're still ahead in the lead. Even if they get that double cap over at Windmill, Ultranumb have committed resources here, and they are now going to be outnumbered. Capablanca very low. Cran, obviously with the glyph available, he could get the res, but if any of them fall here and they're forced to use valuable cooldowns that will obviously be needed in the next team fight, the map could swing back the way of cheese mode. And I honestly, again, this is kind of what we saw against cheese mode here. They're putting, French Worms in the last match, they're putting resources into something that they're gaining nothing from. And we really, really need to see Ultranumb stop doing that if we're going to be able to continue to win matches. Still, they should be able to confirm this double cap soon. Floody almost has Windmill capped up here. Have a Raisin coming in for the plus. That will be Floody outnumbered, and he's going to have to be careful. Obviously going for the kill on Kazers, but they're still behind. They still need this double cap to come back into the game. They're about 40 points difference.
And going for that plus does leave cheese mode a little bit outnumbered on the mansion, so they're not really able to push for that. But they actually do drive Floody away. Fortunately, Floody is able to make it to mid to actually deny the decap there. Kaz was nearly able to get that. But Raisin, he's going to be able to get the windmill, and cheese mode's going to end up getting further ahead here. Like, I think this really does come down to the fact that I think ultimately cheese mode has just kind of out-rotated Ultranumb a little bit in this game, like pretty hard. In fact, they've just been in the right place at the right time, and even though the fights are fairly even, right? We can see that cheese mode having 6 kills over Ultranumb's 5, so it's even fights, right? But just the rotational edge has been slightly in favor of cheese mode, and I think with that kill on Fly and a decap on mid coming through too, I think that's going to be essentially GG. That's going to be GG well played for cheese mode.
Almost certainly, yeah. They're now at 70 points, almost 80 points ahead. They have the double cap. It's going to be a lot harder for Ultranumb to come back into this. They need to decap the map, and they need to win fights after fights after fights if they want to be able to come back into it. It's possible, especially on this map, especially with the comp that they're playing. But with Fly and now Floody going down, and potentially GG call coming out, I need to confirm that before game end, of course. You said it. I mean, the rotations there from cheese mode were just better, and I do think that they were able to get ahead by winning more fights consecutively than Ultranumb were, and that obviously didn't help. And at this point, the GG call doesn't really matter. But definitely, as soon as they lost team fights, we saw better rotations. We saw just more of a split across the map, more value on the map coming out from cheese mode, and Ultranumb were not able to match it. And they definitely had several moments in time where they could have came back into it. They could have turned the lead. They could have been able to continue to snowball kills and put pressure onto the right nodes, and they just really didn't do it. And consecutively, every time we did see them go towards Mansion, Windmills picked up for cheese mode for Blue Team, and that obviously put them behind, but it wouldn't have mattered as much if they'd been able to get any value out of their push onto Mansion. But unfortunately, they didn't, and we are going to see now a second map coming in. This is going to be cheese mode's pick. Obviously, Ultranumb, for the first time that I've seen them anyways, getting beaten out on their kind of classic map there on Kylo. We'll have to see how they fare on Skyhammer, but we haven't really seen great things from them on this map before.
We are going to be getting started very, very soon here on the Skyhammer. This could be Ultranumb's last game in the tournament. They could be one of the first teams to get eliminated here in Masters of the Arena. They want to stay alive. They want to take this to a third game, but cheese mode, they smell blood. They are looking for the kill here. Here they come. Here comes the push out. Here's the stealth up. Oh, get excited, guys. Get your cheese emotes in the chat, or I don't know what they're, well, thumbs for Ultranumb, guys, and cheese for cheese mode. Let's get some of that in the chat. Both of these teams need your support right now. This is a very, very important game.
Here we go. Round number 2 here in this match. Best of 3, of course, and so far, nothing crazy happening, although we do see the aggression from Kazers going for the decap over at point C, and we do see, because of that, we're going to allow Ultranumb to get the cap on mid. And actually, Floody back in place there. He's going to be able to stop that decap. So far, Ultranumb with a better positioning. They're able to secure the double cap earlier on. And honestly, I mean, it could just come down to if they're able to win team fights at this point and secure their home node, that's the game for Ultranumb. Obviously, it's not quite as simple as that, of course. But that is certainly the game plan in this map. And
Fly got no scope.
Comes up anyways. But yeah, Fly getting taken out here. Raisin and Kazer's both very low, and Cran kind of predicting that he's going to be able to get in there with a glyph, so that's going to be able to turn the tides and save his teammates. If they can find a kill on Raisin, who's already used his Elixir S, they will be able... Oh, he actually hasn't. He's still got it there. my eyes betray me. But regardless, it is going to be, of course, now additional pressure from Cheese Mode put onto middle node as Cran had to rotate out. Capablanca going to be a little bit low. The decap will come out. Cran will come back in to help peel for his Revenant, but unfortunately, they get a little split up with the jump pads. Nice knockback there, but Capablanca, the only reason he's alive is that shield 5, the Lich, and the Fear Ring is going to come out, and that's going to be one dead Revenant. No glyph available for Cran. That probably should be the kill. Raising pretty low here. Floody coming in with the Elixir of Stomp, actually. Are they going to be able to get it? Does he get it? He does, and the rally will come out from Capablanca with the Lich coming out from Garnet as well, and it looks like Ultranumb are turning this fight around. They're fighting for blood. They're fighting for the map. They're fighting for this tournament, and they're not done yet. We're going to see Kazier's brought down as well, but Brian is not going to be able to do much except watch and potentially fall himself. I'm going to leave and bring him away for a second, but it might not be long as Floody's on the chase, and that should be 3 kills. Mistform after, picked up here now from Ultranumb, fighting very well.
Yeah, fighting very well indeed, and that is a great kill there. Very clutch to go for that Elixir Stomp, right? I think in the current meta, it takes some serious balls to know when to go for that kind of Stomp situation, with Kazers now getting bled out there as well. That was a very, very good fight there for Ultranumb, and they find themselves not only with a 2-cap, but also quite nicely ahead in terms of points too. Apparently, Raisin also overheated as well. I don't know why Angels is so happy to point that out. I mean, I think I'm sensing a little bit of NG toxicity coming out for it. Like, yeah, he was actually like, look, I'm going to expose Angels right now on stream. Like, I hate to kind of break the fourth wall here. Okay, Angels is trying to get my attention. I see him like kind of flailing at me, wailing. You know, he's like, oh yeah, I've got very important information. But yeah, we can actually confirm that Raisin overheated, which, you know, that is a bit of an unfortunate situation, right? It's very difficult to kind of recover from that. It's a lot of damage, right? And obviously, it kind of locks you out of a lot of useful abilities, but you know, there you go, a bit of insight there from our engineer expert Angels.
Map going to be turning back to Cheese Mode though with a pickup onto Fly after we've discussed the overheat. Floody as well going to be picked up off that, and that'll be 2 kills picked up here now for Cheese Mode, turning the map. Not only that, decapping mid as well. Obviously Skyhammer still going to be contested here now by Gordit. It's going to be 1 versus 1 against Kazers. Should eventually win that, but the plus actually going to be coming out a little bit ahead of there with the Revenant Adelante coming in Reason as well, making this a 3 versus 2 here. Ultranumb are going to be in a little bit of trouble. They almost have the kill on the Thief, but it's not going to be enough if they lose one of their players here on the Skyhammer where they just can't cap it up. Cran actually taking so much pressure from the Grenadier spam. He's just able to get out there in time, but Adelante will be on the chase. We do see Capablanca coming in, though, to match this. It's going to be 2 versus 2 still on the node, but Cran unfortunately dying. He gets locked out here. Fly does go in with the Shadow Refuge, but I don't think there's going to be potential res, I think, for Brian as well. Oh, wait, Cran? Just back up. Oh no, it's a vapor form there, right? The residue might come through though from Fly. Yeah, he's still in stealth, and that's going to be good enough. Yeah, after the Shadow Refuge, the vapor form gets him out of harm's way, and he's going to be able to get res. Very nice job from Fly. Mid picked up as well for Red Team, and if they can win this fight on the Skyhammer, that's going to be very, very good for them as we're about to see Draza go down.
Yeah. We see Kazers and Draza so low. The heal might come through in time onto Draza, but no, not really. Draza is very, very low, and he does go down. He's down actually off point next to the Revenant. Adelante going for the Resonant, but I don't think he can really get it. Raisin now falls on the hammer as well, and we're starting to see Ultranumb. They are just able to take these team fights and win these team fights. They get that hammer, they pick up 2 kills, and they're looking to get back off the map and get those points. Because they did lose some of those nodes while they were out on the map. A little bit, they did lose a little bit of map pressure there. However, they should be able to, you know, get some respawns and get back in the mix there from Cheese Mode. And Ultranumb now are nearly doubling up the score. Wow, that is a massive kill on Kaz. If they can get that, that's insane. The res does come through. They're good reses coming out. They're good discipline from Cheese Mode to get those players back up. But they're already kind of like on the back foot. They're off on respawn, trying to go for a regroup, but already getting pressured, already having to use some of their valuable cooldowns to recover one of their teammates. So things are looking, you know, it's not horrible, but it's a little bit gray, you know, a little bit gray for, you know, a bit cloudy day outside for Cheese Mode. I think it's not that, you know, that glorious summer that we've all come to expect.
Right. I'm not sure where we're going with that, but either way, the double cap locked down pretty well here now for Ultranumb. And again, I mean, I said this before, obviously we've seen some decaps, we've seen some map swaps here coming up from both these teams, but the double cap generally locked down pretty well here for Ultranumb, and because of that, they will just win off of it. And at the moment, it does look like they are going to be able to push Cheese Mode away. And at this point, you know, obviously kills are, of course, going to be good, and that's going to allow them to continue to win the map. But holding down the node is all that Ultranumb has to do. Cheese Mode are going to be forced to actually win the fights. If they can't win the fights, they aren't going to be able to win the map. Ultranumb, all they have to do is sustain the fights and hold them out, which, of course, against a very heavy DPS comp, very bursty comp with the Reaper, with the Grenadier spam hollow with the DP Thief, is not going to be the easiest thing to do, but at the moment, they're doing it very, very effectively. And we do see the decap coming out from point C as all 5 players here from Ultranumb are staying until we do see Fly going for the counter decap on point A. But Floody, forcing going to go down for that. Cran a little bit low as well. We do see downstate here from Kazers, though. There could be a rally coming out. Gordon going to be going for the Lich Cleave. Floody getting knocked around, though. I don't think there's a res potential from Cran. No, and that will rally Kazers, who's still going to be very low. Adelante a little bit pressured as well. They could look for a follow-up kill, but I think this might be the team fight lost for Ultranumb.
Now, Ultranumb, they're going to have to think about disengaging this. I think they can leave Capablanca just to troll and then just start moving around. Maybe they leave Cran here as well to assist the Revenant in surviving somehow, but it might not be necessary here on this particular map. And I think Ultranumb should be able to get away with this without really losing too much. And Kaz's actually in a lot of trouble here. Like, Floody might be able to pick up that kill. Oh, he narrowly evades that final barrage of grenades from Floody and is going to be able to remain standing on both of his little Azura feet. Fly now looking to pick up a kill and shove away Kaz away from the Tempest of Cran. And Cran is able to disengage, though. He's in a little bit of trouble. Might have to pop some invulns here. Yeah, that's exactly what he's got. He's got misform after that, but Cran definitely still in a little bit of trouble in this game. And Cheese Mode, you know, they're not out of this just yet, right? You know, they certainly are not done by any stretch of the imagination. They've got the 2-cap right now with B and C. If they could maybe go for a hammer or go for a decap on point C by moving their thief over there, that would be absolutely fantastic. They don't really have the capacity to do that right now. See the Ultranumb,
especially not when he's dead in downstate. He's going to be brought down in Roads. Nicely timed Glyph, though. He's going to be able to bring him right back up there by Brian. And he's actually going to go straight into the Skyhammer portal that we haven't actually seen anyone go for the contest yet. And actually, all of Cheese Mode seem to be going there. There's no one on it. So they're actually just going to be able to get that for free, potentially. However, at the moment, it looks like they're just going for the heal. And no one from Ultranumb going to contest. I'm not really sure why we don't see that. Gornet finally getting in there. He's going to be able to contest that. Capablanca as well, and it's going to be yet another fight under the Skyhammer. Last time we saw this, though, it did go Ultranumb's way, so Cheese Mode are going to have to be careful they don't throw away the potential lead that they have here on this fight, on this hammer. Capablanca still alive here. Cran a little bit pressured out here. Fearing coming down. Actually, he might get locked down. He needs to be very careful. He's going to be a little bit split from his Necro. We do see a very, very low health bar in the terms of Adelante, but he's going to be healed back up by Brian. Swirling Winds on top now by Cran is going to deny some of the projectiles here. Jiraza going to be actually the target here now for Ultranumb. They're looking for the kill. No glyph available as Brian's already used it for another 40 seconds. They still just can't lock the kill down, but finally we are going to see Draza go downstate. If they can get this res, they will be able to rally it, but I think it's going to be good here for Ultranumb. They've got the players, they've got the positioning. Raisin might go down himself as well. The stop from Cran's going to confirm the kill on the Necro, and now we see Kazers about to drop down. He can't get into stealth in time for Brian. Not going to be able to do anything but watch as his teammates start to feed. And again, a team fight on Skyhammer going the way of Ultranumb.
Yeah, and that is actually essentially a full cleanup too. Brian, Draza, Kazers, and Raisin all dying there. I think that is essentially going to be the killing blow for Ultranumb and guaranteeing that this one is going to go to a 2-1 round. They're going to be able to pick up that Skyhammer, decapture point A, reset the map, get themselves a lot of kills, a lot of map momentum, and they are surging towards the third game and not getting eliminated just yet. There's the hammer confirmed there. There's the cap. A will be neutralized. There it is. And that Revenant will once again, Adelante is going to start capturing that all over again, trying to get back at least a few points in this game. But time is running out for Cheese Mode. They have only got less than 2 minutes left before this will end. Game, that is. Not the match, though.
Indeed, we've got one more match after this, but again, I mean, I the same thing as I said before, Ultranumb, they start out a little bit slow. We even saw them on their comfort pick, Kylo, the map that we have seen them perform the best on out of any game, any map in the past. But, you know, they weren't able to do it. They got out-rotated. They honestly lost more fights than they won. But on this map, the map that we actually saw them lose to, I believe, versus Cheese Mode before, they're performing much better. They're playing much better. They're playing much smarter. The rotations are a lot better as well. And I think that Fly, a big thing, too, is I think Fly isn't overextending for decaps. And we do see Floody going down here in a fight, but I'm not sure it matters that much because one node is all Ultranumb we'll need to win off of very easily. And, I mean, again, I think Ultranumb are a team that just need a little bit of time to get going. And once they do, they have trouble adapting mid-match, mid-game, but afterwards they realize what went wrong. They're able to adapt to it and fix it for the next game, and they perform much better here. And obviously it's going to come down to, I think, Cheese Mode on Ultranumb's last map pick here in the third game, and if they're going to be able to show up, or if Ultranumb are going to take it 2-1.
Yeah, I think one thing that we can certainly say is that whatever team will win, Roy. You know, I think that is really how it's going to go. Right? If Ultranumb wins, Ultranumb will win.
The analyst, actually.
And, you know, if Cheese Mode wins, they are going to be the victorious team. And Yeah, I'm no analyst, but I think that sounds about right to me. Ultranumb.
Might need to double check that with Angels, but yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, we can maybe get that going there. The point A will be obtained by Ultranumb, leading to that 2 cap, and that means there are not that many seconds left in this game, about 30 before it is completely over here. Cheesemode, I think, just kind of playing out at this point, not really. I think they are aware that they have got a very tough road if they want to win this game. I think it still makes sense to play. I mean, they can definitely win, right? It is actually a winnable game from this point, but it is extremely difficult. They're going to be forced to contest the entire map for the rest of the game.
Although Capablanca and Cran could essentially suicide on Node, and I think they'd have enough time, unless there's, of course, knockbacks available here for Cheesemode. But with 12 points left in the game, and we do have Fly coming back in now to plus this, although that's almost a mistake from Fly. I think actually going to point A would have been better. He would be able to just freely cap that. And we do see Capablanca and now going downstate. Cran will be able to get on the node, though, and there's basically no... Fly actually gets deleted here. Wait, Cran leaves the node.
Does the decap actually come through?
He's going to be able to blink back
Oh,
in.
no, yeah, he's fine. There we go. I mean,
that was almost scary, I'm going to be honest. I actually, for a second, thought that Ultranumb was throwing it away, but no, they are going to be able to secure that. That would have been a little bit unfortunate. But no, that's going to be game number 2 going the way of Ultranumb, playing that very well, I would say. And again, I'm very impressed. Kylo going the way of Cheesemode, Skyhammer going the way of Ultranumb, kind of the reverse of what I expected. We're going to have to find out here. This is game number 3. Whoever wins this will be moving on tomorrow to face the next team in the lower bracket. Whoever loses this, unfortunately, is gone for good. Their moda journey will be over. However, of course, they've made it very far so far, and
they will be...
Neither team is ready to give up just yet.
They will still be showered in riches, of course, and, there's always the promise of a second tournament as well at some point, so stick around, maybe. Maybe they can regroup, regather themselves, keep practicing, and wait for ArenaNet to start up esports again, I mean, it's a distinct possibility, it really is. But yeah, this is what it all comes down to. At a maximum of 14 minutes and about 25 seconds, we will know who is going to be staying on and who is going to be leaving this tournament before we hop over to NA for the NA bracket in just a few moments.
Right, and here we go. Both side nodes picked up. Kazer's already going for the decap. Fly does realize this, but he's actually going to get slowed down a little bit. Cheesemode trying to help technically peel for their thief. However, Fly should be able to get there in time. Floody is well to back him up, but that does mean that Ultranumb... Oh, they're going to basically trade middle node for the thief kill, which certainly is going to be good, especially if we do see potentially some pressure going in towards far node. Maybe we'll see Fly go for a decap now that the thief's off the map. But Capablanca doing an admirable job of holding down this middle node, and he's going to be able to contest it long enough for the rest of his team to rotate in. Still, they do need to be careful, and Fly does exactly what I expected. He's going to go for that decap. That's very, very good, as long as no one dies on mid. As long as they can get it back, and as long as Floody gets back into this fight before anyone goes down, you're going to see the map go very, very in favor for Ultranumb, as Fly actually going for the full cap.
Oh, yeah, especially if they're able to eventually force mid, that would be incredibly good for them. Fly not able to get that full cap, but I think that's actually still value there, because that's going to waste a little bit more time on the Revenant, right? He's going to have to wait more time to actually generate that full cap there. And Draza in a lot of trouble. He might get caught there. Yes, Gornit with the Lich, annihilating him with those devastating auto attacks. And for Brian in misform, yeah, he can't glyph it because he's actually too busy being a cloud of vapor, which is, that's just how it goes, I guess, sometimes. If you're feeling that way, not really able to cast a glyph of energy there to get that revive. Floody doing some of his famous kiting there, looking to maybe get a kill onto Raisin there as well. Raisin in a bit of trouble, very, very high heat. He won't really be able to use too many of his Horseman abilities for fear of that. And actually, he gets feared too. Nice fear wall there from Gornit, and Raisin just barely survived. He actually might end up overheating there. Oh my goodness, very, very close. He almost overheated. That would have been devastating for him, and looks like he actually is going to end up getting caught here as well. But Brian might go for the glyph, I think, maybe. No.
Interrupted there.
Nice interrupt there, actually.
Capablanca on top of it, and Cran going very low, but he's going to go for the misform stomp. The cleave is going to be enough to stop them from being able to get that res, although it was close, but that is going to be another kill picked up, and the stagger continues. Still, Kazer's coming back in, is going to be able to find a kill on the support Tempest here, and Cheesemode aren't done fighting into this node yet. I don't think we're going to be res potential on Cran, and that's actually a little bit of it's a much better trade there for Cheesemode. They're going to be able to definitely push into this node if they choose to, although it looks like they may be going for the Zakir on the buffs instead, which I think is just as good of an option. I think being able to get those buffs, especially again because of how much we're seeing both of these teams fight, is going to allow them to get the advantage in team fights. However, Floody a little bit faster there for the top buff. Bottom buff will go uncontested to Kazers. We do see some decaps coming out of the map, so Capablanca being taken out as well, and Rhodes is going to continue to stagger Numb. And that's exactly what Cheese Mode are looking for. Cran, I don't think is going to be able to get a glyph off, and the map is now swung back into the favor. Well, actually, still in the favor of Ultranumb, but the positioning of the map should be going the way of Cheese Mode if they're going to be able to rotate into the Dragon node properly.
Yeah, and they should be able to get rid of that. And actually, Gornet arrives just in time. And with Cran, that will be held by Ultranumb quite convincing, I think. We also see the shield buff is present near the Lion to deny that decap there as well. Draz is going to go for it, but that's probably not going to... I mean, he can maybe try and take the 1v1 on the Reaper actually into the hole, so it's probably not going to be ideal. And, of course, he's going to be outside of the team fight as well. And actually, with the Tornado being popped by Floody, that means that Draz can't really contest that for a while. And he's essentially going to be wasting a little bit of his time. I think he'd much prefer to be in the team fight, but that isn't where he's going to be. At least for a while right now. He's going to have to engage in this 1v1. And, you know, Floody is getting pressured quite hard by the Reaper, but the Reaper doesn't really have a lot of sustain here, and the Holosmith will probably have a pretty okay time in trying to take him out there. And, yeah, Floody even maybe looking to push his luck there and go for those kills. And we actually do see, though, Cheese Mode able to still win that team fight regardless of not having their Reaper. They are able to get away with that by the looks of that, looking to maybe force the cap there on the Dragon. You know, mid is definitely a point of contention here as well. Kaz is actually might be able to kill Fly. It does kill Fly. I think the sword really paying off there, guaranteeing that kill. And now Draza is going to be backing off there, but he should be able to secure mid there. Like, that 1v1 was maybe a little bit of a waste of his time, but maybe keeping Floody out of the mix there allowed Fly to get picked off there. So it's all worth it, you know, it really is all worth it. And actually going to go for the decap here onto Floody too. This is, I think this is a pretty good play. This is their close node, of course, so they kind of have the space on the map to be able to get away with that, and they do get that. And now Cheese Mode are going to find themselves a little bit ahead in this game. If they could kill Flay, that would be insane too. Might be a difficult one. They do get him. That's a lot of damage from that Reaper and that Thief. And Cheese Mode looking pretty good so far.
Not only that, the other side of the map as well. They've got a kill on Gornet confirmed. Cran going to be forced away. And I definitely agree with the rotation from Kazers and Drazi. Instead of going for the cap on mid, they go for the confirmed kill on Floody and then the cap. And that's definitely more value just because they want to reduce the amount of points that Ultranumb have. And going for the decap earlier, obviously, while middle node is completely uncapped and neutral, is definitely a better option there. Plus, winning the far fight as well going to be very good for them. They're going to be able to continue to stagger them. Raisin going a little bit low, though. Doesn't need to be careful. Fly putting some pressure on him. Draza, though, with the Lich to help peel for him. Cran's still going to be a little bit low, but Gornet has gotten back off of respawn. And this might be turning into a bit of a 4 versus 4 on the side of the map. Thief going to be out of the fight here for Ultranumb. It's going to be the Revenant out of the fight on the side of Cheese Mode, and that may benefit Ultranumb enough to get them back into this fight, but a lot of cooldowns have definitely been used on the side of Ultranumb to try and sustain so far. Still, the decap going to come out for them, but that's going to still be the double cap here for Cheese Mode, as long as Fly is not going to be able to get any decaps. So Brian a little bit low here. It's actually going to be Kazir potentially going down first, as Floody moving in with the Tornado doing an excellent job. Kazir's still going to be pretty low, but so is Draza. Brian's going to be forced to kind of pick between the two. They're getting very split up at the moment. Floody going in for a lot of kill at the moment. Draza is probably going to fall here. I don't think for Brian is going to be able to go for the glyph on that. He's starting to cast it. No, he does get it back up, as Floody's going to be very low. Raisin into the Elixir S might be the next person to go down. Ultranumb certainly trying to find the kill on the Holosmith. It's going to be the Holosmith going pretty low on the side of Ultranumb as well. He gets feared and he is going to go down. Cran still going to be able to have the glyph, but it gets interrupted at the last second. He does potentially swap to it. He does get it now, and it's still going to be a very even fight for both teams. But the Reaper buff now coming out of at the last second, as Draws is going to be going into down state. That's the stop. That's the kill confirmed on the Necro, and that's going to be the team fight 1 for Ultranumb at the last second.
And Cheeseman did have the map during that, but because of that team fight win there for Ultranumb, we can see that they're able to push back out on the map, and it is so close, actually. So insanely close right now between these two teams. Like, Cheesemo just barely ahead in this game, but nice swing there. Decap and a full cap coming through for Ultranumb. They're getting the Dragon and also neutralizing the Lion is absolutely fantastic for Cheesemo, for Ultranumb, sorry.
I think the really important thing to note there is, first of all, that fight went on for such a long time. There were so many back and forths. Both LEUs were forced to use their glyph, and they're going to be able to go back and forth again, seeing downstages on both sides. But a big factor in that was that Fly, instead of continuing to face the Revenant on the node on the map, he went for the sword buff, and then he went back into the fight. And I think that was really, really key to allowing Ultranumb to have the advantage in that fight. We see it now here as Raisin's going down. We will see the top buff, the shield, will go the way of Cheese Mode, but at the moment it does seem that the sword is going to be helping them out a little bit more, and the double cap now available for Ultranumb is giving them the win here. They will be able to move ahead. Fly going down on top. That should be an easy rally for him. He is going to be able to get back up, but that's still a bit of a risk. They need to be careful. Floody with the Tornado moving across to help try to peel for him out. Still, this fight should be more or less over. I think the advantage for Ultranumb is already going to be apparent. Draza will probably go down, but Brian actually may go down himself. He's going to be very low. That is going to be cleanup here now for Ultranumb, looking potentially for even a third kill, as Adelante is going to be forced away from the node, and a very decisive victory here for Ultranumb. We will see the side node swap, but It's not going to matter. Kazer's going for the decap. Fly already capping up the line node, and the rotations from Ultranumb definitely looking better than we saw in Kylo.
And that was another pretty big swing there, getting those 2 kills and those very key players. For Brian there with the Tempest and Draza on Reaper. 2 huge kills, and Ultranumb now with the 2-cap pushing the 3rd as well. Floody looking to 1v1 into Kazers there at some point. So this is a bit of an interesting meme there, but Ultranumb certainly pulling quite far ahead in this game. Only 6 minutes left. We're going to need to see Cheese Mode pull something out of the bag right now. And losing Adelanti is certainly not one of the things they need to pull out of the bag right now.
He loses 1v1 to Kazers, though, over at the far node. And that's going to be able to kind of make that map even. As well as the fact that it does severely kind of limit some of the team fight potential. But, of course, with Raisin being very low and Fly going to be able to get that free cap on the sword, looks like Kazer's probably going to be going for the shield buff. Unfortunately, even just isn't really enough for Cheese Mode because they are going to be behind by about almost getting close to 100 points now. Middle node starting to get capped up. But again, I think the advantage is going to be here for Ultranumb, unfortunately, for Cheese Mode. Although the map advantage is still going to be there for a couple of seconds if the Revenant can get back in time. They can look for a team fight. If they can fully wipe Ultranumb, or at least push them back to claim the map back for themselves and hold far, they might be able to have a chance to get back into it. It's certainly not over yet. 5 minutes, 100 points. Not the greatest mountain to climb, but it is going to take some time, and it is going to take some fights won by Cheese Mode. And this is going to be the start of it. CC coming out now onto the node as well. We are going to see a little bit of knock up around onto the Ultranumb players. Floody a bit low. He's about half health. He does have his Elixir S, though, to peel for him, and Cran is going to be able to heal him up as well. Draw's actually now going to be isolated from the rest of his team. That Reaper buff as well. And it's not even close at this point, honestly. Draw's getting stomped out well before Brian can even go for a glyph. And that was just poor positioning on the side of Cheese Mode in that team fight. And Ultranumb easily going to be able to clean that fight up. Raisin probably going to fall as well to Gornit's Lich. And that might be GG.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like that. Ultranumb has got to feel pretty damn confident right now. They've got to feel pretty confident in this game, I believe, here. And yeah, with the 2-cap nearly secured for them, they are looking to get that victory and advance onwards here, guys. And advance onwards here, indeed. And yes, guys, I know this is a bit of a miracle here. But yes, in a double elimination bracket, you might end up playing people twice. That is indeed how it works. And we see the result of that right now between Ultranumb and Cheese Mode, as Ultranumb is looking to get that victory and eliminate Cheese Mode from the tournament. Just barely, but Cheese Mode could definitely come back, and they should be able to get the Dragon capped up there and the Lion as well. 2 caps certainly would be enough for them to get back into this, but Adelanti is going to get forced away. So he won't be able to hold on to that with just 1 node is not quite good enough, guys. Not quite good enough indeed. And as we now see Ultranumb looking to push onto the Dragon, they should be able to get away with that as well to shove Adelanti away. And the field is going to get decapped there for Ultranumb. So Cheese Mode find themselves in a little bit of a momentum situation here. If they can maybe get a few kills, but Fly. I think this is where you're in such a bad situation from the perspective of Cheese Mode. They're kind of forced to really be careful about these 3rd nodes, but Fly kind of just wreaking havoc on the map right now on that Thief, neutralizing stuff left and right as well. And that's a big problem for Cheese Mode, I think.
At this point, you can't really play for double cap. You have to play for at least a double cap and a decap, if not triple nodes. And that, unfortunately, just is not going to be enough, as Cheese Mode are going to be able to fall yet again. Reason going downstate here. And, I mean, Fly potentially maybe dies here, but Shadow Refuge going to keep him alive for now. And again, it's 4 versus 2, in fact, on this node. In favor of Ultranumb. So yeah, I think this is more or less game. The main thing here is Cheese Mode honestly just started really losing all these fights. I think they maybe won a single fight so far in this match, but the kills certainly going to be in Ultranumb's favor. The rotations as well. Fly doing a much better job here of keeping the map neutral for Cheese Mode for the most part. We do see, for the second time in this game, side node's going the way of Cheese Mode, but it's not going to be for very long, although Raisin does get back in off of respawn. We are still seeing middle node contested. This is kind of the last chance, I'd say, for Cheese Mode, but Brian going very, very low is not going to be ideal for him. He needs to make sure he doesn't go down here in this fight. Capablanca going to be a little bit low as well, but Cheese Mode need kills, and they need them now. Still 100-point deficit to make up in 2 minutes' time. I don't know if it's possible. If it is, it has to happen now. Is Cran going to be pretty low? Gordon as well after the Lich going to be a little bit low, but he's full Shroud to help keep himself alive. Cran goes down. This is the turning point for Cheese Mode. They could come back into this fight as Draws are going to apply some pressure. Kaz is going in as well. That's going to be the kill for Brian, pretty low himself, but Capablanca not going to be able to finish the kill, and the cleave will be out on Cran. We'll see a decap on Lion, but so far it looks like Cheese Mode are not giving up yet, and Floody is going to go down as well. Gordon with the blood rise here, but there might be cleave coming out from the rest of Cheese Mode. There is, and that's going to be a second consecutive kill picked up now as they push onto the far node.
That decap from Fly, though, was a really big deal, though. Like, if Cheese Motor was able to hold on to that map set, they would have won the game. But you can see Fly is doing a great job of kind of neutralizing any kind of comeback potential coming out from these teams here. And yeah, there we go. We can see that Fly is there, and Brian is going to be able to contest that, but it's not enough. Is it 2-cap? Yeah, 2-cap actually is enough. If they can hold this, if Cheesemo can hold this, they will actually win the game here. If they can get this 3-cap, that would be insane. Yeah, blue team, they actually win on timer right now. If they can hold this map state, can they do it? We now see the Ultranumb is pushing back into the field here. They need a decap. A decap is enough to win them the game here. Can they do it?
As well. They may even get 2 decaps. We will probably see the cap coming out on line. Capablanca very low here, but we will see the decap and potentially full cap now by Floody. And unfortunately for Cheese Mode, this is the state of the game they brought themselves into. They had to play for 3 nodes, and they were unable to do so. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Ultranumb win off of just the Dragon node. I don't want to say realizing this starts to go, but it's going to be a while before he's going to be able to get the decap. And I don't think it's going to be enough time. 30 seconds with about a 50-point deficit at this point. I think Cheese Mode, unfortunately, playing valiantly, but with Kazers dying against Fly and the Wonders one at far, that is going to be game confirmed. That is going to be Ultranumb taking it. Maybe slacking a little bit there at the end. That team fight, that map state was looking pretty good for Cheese Mode, but Ultranumb are going to be able to clutch it out in the end. It is going to be GG. That is unfortunately the end of the Masters of the Arena for Cheese Mode, but very well played by them. A very close set and a very good bracket thus far. Ultranumb will move forward.